Welcome to Breaking the Cycles with Simply Anne, where we confront the pain, expose the patterns, and unlock the power to heal. Real stories, real conversations, and real healing. Thank you for allowing me to be in your space this evening. And tonight we're going to have a wonderful time, a great episode, as we're going to talk about love. What is really love? Before we start, I would like to give a special thanks to Addictive Hair Lunch back in Backstreet, all the way in Backstreet. Thank you, Rachel, for this beautiful hairstyle, for keeping me camera ready and confident. I'm quite sure you like my look. So if you want to look like this, a pixie new hairstyle cut, check Rachel down Backstreet, Addictive Hair Lunch. Tonight we want to talk about when love hurts. And we live in a world that everybody wants love. We all want to be recognized. But how do we recognize real love versus emotional pain masquerading as love? So tonight we're gonna dive into that, and I'm quite sure all of us, and this tonight episode is for everyone, the young, the old, everyone, because love is not only a love relationship, husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, but it's also parents, it's about also siblings, sisters, friends. And not all love heals. Some love hurts. And it's time we tell the difference so we can live and we can have perfect peace. So how many of us call love when the truth is it is control? It's fear. It's sometimes loneliness disguised as affection. So we live in a world where many of us are broken. We've seen a broken version of love, maybe from our parents, siblings, our community, friends, or people that we just trusted. But when love hurts, it confuses our mind, it drains our spirit, and it makes us really question our worth. And oftentimes, many even start to believe that their life doesn't matter and nobody loves them. But true love, real love I'm talking about, it heals, it uplifts, it comforts, it strengthens, it protects, it edifies. So tonight we're going to talk about how to recognize what love really is and what it is not. So what's love? You may ask me. We know love is just an emotion, and it's a powerful emotion and a commitment to care for someone with our whole heart without destroying the peace and hoping that we get the same love back. But before we define what is love or what humanism believe love is, I want to take us to the Bible. And the Bible, the book of the Bible in 1 Corinthians 13, it says that love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it keeps no record of wrongs. And for many people that know me know that I love the Bible. I love what the Bible says because the Bible is a manual that teaches us all things about life, how we're supposed to act, our character, and in this case tonight, what love truly is. So true love does not control us. True love doesn't isolate us. True love don't demand that you lose yourself so you can keep someone else happy, so you can keep someone else loving you. Real love is never perfect, but it's supposed to feel safe. It's supposed to feel warm. So most people, and I talk to many people, and I always talk about my own self, first before giving an example of anyone else. I found myself many times in life gravitating to what today I know was not love. It was lost because I was trying to find something that I was yearning. I wanted to be accepted. So when you're searching for love and you don't even know what is love, you get yourself contaminated or involved in anything that doesn't fit. So it's almost like a square in a circle trying to become a circle in a square, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So when you really fall in love, when you really feel love, when you know that your parents love you, it gives you a sense of security, it gives you a sense of belonging. In every relationship, we always must ask the question, does this relationship make me feel valued or small? And like I said earlier, in any form of relationship, it can be even from parenting, you know. Do I feel valued? Do I feel Do I feel wanted? Do I feel seen? Do the person really cares about my real emotions, my opinion? Do I really matter? Or is it that I am becoming what the person wants me to become? Or perhaps I lost myself along the way just to make sure that person is well taken care of. And oftentimes in marriage or in relationship, especially women. So tonight I really want to address women because oftentimes in women tend to, we always have this fairy tale of this happy ever after. So we become mama girlfriend or we become mama wife. What I mean with that, we want to provide everything as like as if our spouse, our boyfriend, our husband is our child. So we lose ourselves just like a parent does. We provide everything and we stay without. That means even our emotional need, our physical need. So when we are talking about love, we really have to pay attention to, do I really feel secure, or this type of love makes me anxious, makes me nervous when the person come around. I want to become the perfect person because I want to make sure this person need is met, everything that this person desire is met, and we tend to lose ourselves. So are you that person tonight that is hearing my voice and you even question, who I really love? As I said earlier in First Corinthians, love's supposed to feel kind. It's supposed to be gentle. And I'm not saying that as a parent to a child of in a relationship, because I love, I'm not supposed to feel angry someday, or things may not fall off, or we may not disagree about matters, because none of us are perfect. As I said earlier, love is not perfect, but because we love, when we have argument, when we have disagreement, the love keep us alive, that we want to desire to fix it. The love will make us be quick to find peace. The love will make us bring us together closer. So does my love bring me closer to peace or to pain? Is it because I love, I am more hurting? Because I love, I am more anxious? I hope you're understanding what I'm talking about tonight. So tonight I'm talking about when love really hurts, when love becomes a weapon against myself. So because I love, or I believe I love, that love really hurt and destroy me, that by the time I finish in that relationship, I completely lost myself, that even at the end of the day, I don't even want to hear about real love. And that some people will say, I don't think love exists, or I don't really want to love anyone anymore. So that's when love really become a weapon of mass destruction, that it destroys us emotionally, it destroys us mentally, and some people, it even destroy them physically. Because abuses really don't start off as monsters. They start as, charming, very attentive when we want to fall in love, or when we are dating, we are more romantic, we are passionate, and we have so much more patience when we want to start a relationship. And then somewhere along the line within that relationship, things start to change. Suddenly, slowly, love becomes a tool of control. Suddenly, we can see many signs. Let's talk about those signs. Those signs when love becomes painful. So I'm going to talk about the first one, which is love bombing. What do I mean with that? We lose trust, and it's almost like we give the person so much. We become codependent. That's the correct word I'm looking for. So we are constantly seeking for so much attention, and we gain that person trust. We overload that person with so much love and affection, and that the person become quickly dependent on our love. And when things do not go according to how we want it to go, we pull back from that person. And that's what not talk. I always say to people that we have to pay attention. Is it that the love is um, transactional? Yeah, that's the correct word I'm looking for. Depending what you do, I give you love. If you don't, I pull back. So really based on transaction. So when you give me, I give you love. You don't give me, I don't give you attention, and I don't even care. And this cycle can become very toxic, and it can it become also contagious to the person, that the other person, and I'm talking about man or woman, not picking on gender tonight, that we start to we I mean when love is toxic, because I just put myself in that equation, sorry, but the abuser now start to control attention based on what the person give or do not give. So the person start to control you, and you are now if you do not do what they want to do, or if you piss them off, that's the correct word I'm looking for. They withdraw, and they don't give you that love. They start to withhold affection, and in some cases even withhold sexual intercourse. So we see sometimes, and this behavior is very common in relationship, toxic relationship, because love become now transactional. It's not the love I spoke about earlier, which is kind, soft, gentle, uplift. We start to ignore that other person with a silence treatment. They start to pull back with attention and affection, and you can go days in the house, or just if even if you're not living together, not speaking, literally ignoring one another, but yet say that we love that person. So they becomes distance, silence, and then suddenly, when things become sweet again, the honeymoon's season, everybody become back normal, like nothing happened. So those signs are clear condition that it is not love, because love is not control. We should not control someone so that they can give us love and affection, or because I'm not happy, because I'm not pleased, I can go days, weeks, and sometimes even months not communicating, disconnecting all. And I see people even blocking WhatsApp, blocking on all social media platform, because I'm upset and I did not agree with you. So by this scripture in the Bible always say that, especially for spouse, when you're married, do not go to bed when the sun comes down. Be quickly to fix it. Be quickly to run to peace. Be quickly to find a solution, because we love, that can bring us back together, because we all are different. You can be a male, female, adult, a child. Things goes wrong in life. We will not agree all the time. We will be upset with one another. Sometimes we offend one another. Sometimes we hurt one another. But when it comes to start to intentionally ignoring one another, because I want to withhold the love and care, because at this point you don't deserve it, because you did something wrong, then we really have to question, is it really love? Because love, we get angry, but the love now will bring us back together to fix it. So in relationship, when we see this cycle of silence treatment, this cycle of, I'm talking to you today, I'm not saying good morning, I'm not giving you a kiss, I'm not having sex, or I'm not making love to you tonight, it should make you question if this is a loss, or is it a transactional love? Because love does not hurt. Love is not abuse. Love is not provoking someone emotionally, to damage someone emotionally. So oftentimes when we look at abuse, we do not pay attention that in love relationship, we are constantly abusing one another emotionally, because withholding love, withholding a kiss, withholding a hug, you are, without knowing, is affecting and abusing someone emotionally. And it can really destroy someone, especially if the person is already broken. There's a saying always that hurting people hurt people. Oh, yes, true love, because the person is hurting, they hurt the other person. But we're going to go there. So I talk about love bombing, giving a person so much affection, so much care and attention. And when something is not right, we pull back. because you did something wrong. It's almost like punishing the person. So we should check that definitely is more control than love. Then we have the second one, which is sign that is not love. When we see the signs of gaslighting, we find a spouse saying you're too sensitive, you're a drama queen, you're a drama king. That really didn't happen. You really like to put words in my mouth that I didn't put, and all kinds of um, um, uh, words and phrase question the person intelligence, if I want to say. So the person once made you feel adored, that same person that made you feel like a queen, like a king. No, suddenly that same person now is using sentences that makes you anxious and makes you feel small, makes you feel not worthy, makes you feel that your emotions or your opinion or even your existence is not important, does not does not bring no value. Person will intentionally hurt you with words, with ugly words. The same person that used to say you're the most beautiful, the most handsome person, now, because of an argument, because of issues, will call you ugly, big head, tall head, and all kinds of name calling while they know that they hurt you. So tonight I came to say that again, you must question it. That's not love. Love do not switch from treating you as a king or treating you as a queen and then suddenly make you feel so small that if a hole can open up, you will jump in it. That's actually manipulation wrapped in affection. And a lot of people go through the relationship behaving just like this, not really loving. And I always tell people, if you have never experienced love, and love start first from home, it start from your parents, it start from the early childhood, how your mother and your father treat you, how they discipline you, but yet love you. And oftentimes, even in parenting, we teach our children the wrong way of love. For instance, what do I mean with that? Parents sometimes, we want to chastise a child and, we beat, we curse, we do all kinds of stuff. And because the child did something wrong, well deserving of correction, we ignore the child, we stop talking to the child. I'm talking about, I see parents with small children. They will say, Mommy, 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 and the parent will intentionally ignore the child because the child misbehave and stuff like that. So what those kind of stuff does, from very young, it teaches the child, boy or girl, how to love transactional. Meaning, when you do something wrong, I ignore you, I pull back, I don't give you affection and the love. I actually, you become invisible. I don't see you. So that individual now, when they grow up, of course, become adult and fall into a love relationship, marriage and stuff like that, and not even know that that was dysfunctional, that was abnormal. That's not how we love. So as parents, we have to be very careful how we train our children, because that pattern, that cycle will continue. And that's actually an early sign of toxic love. That's exactly what it is. It's not because you did something wrong. I don't see you. And sometimes for days. People can go for days in a household not talking, ignoring, upset, but yet we say we love. Now, something definitely is wrong, and definitely there's a sign of trauma, childhood trauma, or hidden wounds that needed to be healed. So, the early signs of toxic love, we can see that instead of nurturing love, that love becomes draining. It's like a toxic dynamic, and it slowly begins rather with small little things, small tiny things, and eventually it becomes big things if we don't pay attention to it. And when someone fall in that trap, the victim oftentimes start to apologize for everything, apologize even for things that they did not do. knowing that they were in the right of you hurt me, you abuse me, or you what is that happening in the relationship. The other individual that is being manipulated by control starts to apologize for everything within the relationship, just again to keep that love familiar relationship going. Now, another form of love also that we know that is toxic is when that love make you, that person, the love relationship make you now lose connection with your friends. So they start to pull you back and actually form of jealousy because of your male friends or your female friends and make you know questioning, should I go out with my friend, should I talk to my friend, should I have a male friend, should I have a female friend? So you start to withdraw from friends and even family just to maintain peace in that relationship. Again, that's another form of control because love is not demanding. Love is not control. Love is not manipulating. Love should not pull you back or isolate you or deprive you from your friends and family. That also is a sign that, something is wrong and you need to question, is this really love or not? So I spoke tonight about many signs that can show us that something is wrong, and we should constantly question if this is a problem, if this is a red flag that should make me run away. Oftentimes, especially women, you find that trait also in men that we believe that somewhere along the line it will be fixed, it will change, or the person will catch themselves, or if I give them so much love and attention, I cook, I dance, I jump up and down, I do all kinds of stuff, that person will change and start to really give me the real healthy love. And honestly, once it starts wrong, it will end up very horrible at the end. Once you start to leave yourself, give up all your rights, your values, your being, your rights to love someone. So that person eventually will make you even feel guilty for having your own needs. You will hear sometimes hearing, it's always about you. It's always about you. You're selfish because it's always about you. In love, and the Bible teaches about this, when you two become one, when we are in a real love relationship, my rights become yours and your rights become mine. What I mean with this, everything that is important for me, everything that makes me feel happy, my partner supposed to give into it and make sure my needs are met. The same way, everything that he loves, everything that is good for him, everything that makes him happy, or things that he dislike, I should also be, or the woman supposed to be mindful of that. So in a love relationship, both partners supposed to be mindful of what I like, or he like, she like, or dislike. That's real love. Because love is something beautiful that we will give up our rights, but not losing ourselves in the process of love. But this can only happen when both party are in love. And the love is really based on what we read earlier in 1 Corinthians 13. So the other person, now, when the love is toxic, will start to make excuses for their partner's behavior. Oh, it was this childhood, or oh, this happened, and that's why she or that's why he is doing certain things like that. When we are really in love and when love is pure and kind and beautiful, we should not make excuses for the partner. You're supposed to be able to say, I don't like this, and it really hurts me. It makes me feel this way. And if the person really loves you, care for your well being, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, all the beings that invited that is underneath the sun, as the Bible said, those needs need to be met. So we should not make excuses when I feel neglected. And you can tell your partner, I feel neglected. And on top of that, they neglect your opinion that you are feeling neglected. So love should not, the partner, true love, should not make excuses for the other partner. Yeah. So tonight, what we're talking about, we're talking about love. When love really hurts, or what is really love. So what I just spoke about, I talk about the signs that are leading to making the person within the love becoming emotionally exhausted. Oh, I love that. So because of that, now you the person in a toxic triangle of love, trying to be loved but not being loved as they deserve or as he or she deserve, they become emotionally exhausted, and this can really damage someone emotionally. That it can become contagious. The person can start to think it is normal and it is acceptable, and by the time you finish in that relationship, you're no good, not even for yourself. So I tell everyone, I think of last week I was having a discussion. If it costs you your peace, if it costing you your safety, especially when it comes to domestic violence, following episode, we're going to talk about domestic violence, especially if it's costing you your self-worth, it definitely is not peace. It definitely is not love. Because love should not make you feel anxious and afraid. Love should not make you feel that, oh, I did something wrong and that's why I deserve it. The problem is, um, why many person, both male and female, tolerate painful love is because unhealed wounds from the past. Because of this reason, many human being, many person tolerate abuse in love, tolerate all kinds of stuff, and it's because the other person, the perpetrator, has unhealed wounds. And those unhealed wounds comes all the time from abandonment or rejection from a childhood, or neglect from a childhood, or they are mirroring the love relationship they saw from their parents or guardians, or perhaps they witnessed severe domestic violence growing up. That's why I'm passionate about breaking cycles and healing from trauma. Because someone that experienced severe domestic violence or just witnessed domestic violence growing up or were rejected by parents, or one of the parents left them, or they grew up with only one parent and knowing that the other parent do not want them in their life, it can really damage the person understanding of what love really is. So they will start to walk and continue the same cycles of toxic love, toxic affection, and they will start to walk exactly in the shoes of what they experienced from childhood by default. So many people now start to believe that love means sacrifice, even when it hurts. Because I love, I need to tolerate all kinds of stuff. And, when I talk to people, people tolerate all kinds of disrespect, abuse, physically, verbal, emotionally abuse, neglect from just financial need, all kinds of stuff happen to people. And sometimes you wonder, why is it that they tolerate that? And as I said, it's because what happened somewhere down their childhood, and they believe that that is love. I talk to people sometimes and I'm like, why is it that you tolerate domestic violence or verbal abuse? Why is it is normal? Well, you know it's not normal, but yet you accept it. I was talking to a person sometime there, and I said, could it be that your parents constantly fight and argue, and it was a toxic parenthood, toxic childhood, toxic, and after the cussing and the beating and the all kinds of stuff, the parent reconciled and went back to normal. And she said, "Boy, Dr. Ann, you're right. You're right. I have grown up, and that it's the pattern of abuse and screaming and yelling, and afterwards, honeymoon season, a honeymoon phase has become my norm." So tonight, I spoke of so much stuff. The question I want to pose to someone listening to me, the love that you are experiencing right now, is it love or is it control? Do you feel free in your relationship? Do you have to shrink to be loved? Or are you constantly trying to prove your worth? You can love someone and still choose yourself, because love without safety is not love. It is survival. And you're not crazy for wanting love that feels like peace. You have the right to get love and attract those that really love you. So before I close, I want you to say this affirmation with me. I deserve love that does not confuse me. I deserve peace. I deserve respect. I choose to love, heal, and love should not hurt. Until this time, this is Breaking the Cycle with Simply Anne. Keep standing, keep healing, and keep breaking the cycle.